driving around after I just got done tutoring some students. Just driving around the city. See if we can find a pony car again. It's again the first and only vehicle that I believe is approved by a government entity for fully licensed to drive around autonomously. So they are approved here in China to drive fully autonomous, which is again crazy to me, simply because of how much chaos there is on these roads versus America. Like, America has very little chaos with scooters. You'll see, with scooters driving one way or another. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes we're on the street. Sometimes we're on the sidewalk. I think legally, most scooters that can't drive the speed limit. So again, this is in another video. All these taxis are lined up for the hospital. So they're always here and they're always lined up for the hospital. But they just sit here blocking traffic. So they turn a 3 to 4 lane road into a 2-lane road. But yeah, so in America there's way less traffic. There's way less craziness as far as driving. There's no scooters on the road. So there's no one like dodging in and out of traffic. And again, also you need to have a license plate if you're gonna drive on the street, which is something I don't have. Oddly enough, I've been told it's nominal. It's like some money, and that's it. Like, you don't have to have a Chinese driver's license to drive on the street on a scooter. Now in a car, which I know some foreigners who do, which I think is crazy, because it's a big fine if you don't. If you don't have an actual license, yeah. And I think it's because it's so simple to get, right? So there's 2 routes you can take. One, you can have your actual driver's license, and you got to pay for this, translated and converted into Chinese, right? Then you take a very minimal test. I don't know how many questions, but just very minimal paper test to see if you can pass the paper test. Just, you know, standard, which side of the road do you drive on? Stuff like that. Almost like, I would say, something similar to getting a permit in the States. Again, very, very easy to get. And that is good for your visa. So as long as your visa or your visa is good in China, it is good. Once your visa expires, even if you stay in China longer, you have to renew that driver's license. Or you can do a complete driver's license like any normal Chinese person would here. Of course, it's in English, but then you have to go around, you have to drive in a car with an actual instructor or a monitor or whatever, and the test is much longer, much harder of a test. I would say even more so harder than an American driver's license test. I can't remember how many questions were asked, but it's quite a lot compared to America. Once you do that and you pass, then you are good for pretty much forever. I don't think Chinese driver's license expire like American driver's license do. So there's that benefit. Either that or they're like a really long time, like 10 years, like a passport or something to that nature. But yeah, so you can do it both ways. And again, every time your visa expires, then your driver's license would expire. So if you stay for 2 years, you'd have to retake your driver's test. So someone who's planning on staying long term, which I feel like anyone who's trying to get a driver's license is also trying to stay long term, the best route would be to actually not have your valid foreign or Western driver's license count and go for the full test. So yeah, just the more you know, I guess. But for a scooter, no test is required. Even to get a license plate for the scooter, no test is required. Yeah, so, and with a license plate, you can travel legally on the road, which, of course, I don't. I have a license plate on my vehicle. The only reason why foreigners ever get stopped is for not wearing a helmet. And I pretty much always wear a helmet. So let's see how we can get around this traffic. We're in front of a police station. This. So yeah. And of course, I mean, I've been driving a motorcycle since I was 14. When I get back to the States, the whole plan is to travel from Ohio to Seattle, Seattle to Alaska, and then Alaska down to Argentina. I haven't decided if I'm gonna skip over Canada or not. Right now, my hunch is yes, but that's because I want one of my friends to go with me to Alaska, because she has been there and lived there. She used to do tour guides in Alaska out to see the glaciers. So I'd really like for her to go. And if she can't, then I guess I'll probably drive all the way down through Canada then. So we'll see how that goes. And again, I'm not seeing any of these pony cars. But I just kind of wanted you guys to see, you know, more Shenzhen city, more Shenzhen traffic. The pony cars use LiDAR, so, you know, they got the LiDAR projected out of the roof or sitting on top of the ceiling or roof of the car, however you want to look at it. But yeah, just driving around Shenzhen, China a little bit more, and go home and maybe get something to eat, maybe wait a little bit. I don't know what I'll do exactly. I do know that I need to lose weight. Oh yeah, so again, I've been preparing for my trip, trying to reduce my travels. So when I traveled here to Shenzhen, I traveled with one carry-on full to the brim, a huge duffel bag, also full to the brim, and a big suitcase. And now I'm basically going to try to pack everything down to essentially 2 carry-on size pieces of luggage, one of those being a backpack. We'll see if we can do it. So I've been buying a lot of merino, I believe is how you say it, merino wool. I got 2 new shirts yesterday. I got another polo shirt on the way. I'm excited for that. So that's like a dress shirt. And I think that's it. I'll have 2 short sleeves, 1 polo, and 1 long sleeve shirt. And that'll be literally the only shirts I own and travel with. Before I'd bring 5 or 10 just because I'm a bigger guy. And so finding clothes that fit me in Asia can be somewhat difficult, simply because, you know, I'm fat. All right, guys, I'm gonna say goodbye to you. We'll see you in the next video.